I've not trained much these last few weeks. I've come to realise that my torn meniscus is the cornerstone of all the things I want to achieve. As my training hours have dropped, my knee's improved. In fact, filming the footage for this video on Wednesday and Thursday this week, it's the first time in almost exactly a year that my knee hasn't clicked or caused me pain. It still doesn't have the strength it used to have, and I still find myself adjusting my step to avoid curbs with my left leg. There's more work to be done here, but anyway, that's dull, isn't it? It's got me thinking though, and I'm sure you got used to that with me by now, about motivation. Whilst there's a glimmer of hope with my knee, I thought and hoped that I would have been raring to go with running and cycling, but it's just not there. I think not training has almost become a habit. Abraham Maslow was an American psychologist who in 1968 posed his theory of the hierarchy of needs. Essentially the idea that to be able to reach the goal of self-actualization, there are a series of levels that need to be in place, and you can't move up to the next level without the foundation below being in place. But first of all, what the hell is self-actualization? Well, it's defined as the fulfillment or realization of a person's potential or talent, and that makes sense. It's all our goals to reach this point, and it's one of my key drivers every single day. It starts with basic needs though, homeostasis. And homeostasis is probably a video in itself, but basically healthy blood pressure, heart rate, core temperature, etc. This requires air, food, water, and if any of those things are challenged, we simply can't deal with the next level up. Most of us are fortunate we have these things in place. There are others around us who aren't as fortunate as us, of course. And as far as I know, I don't have any issues in this respect, and I'm eternally grateful for that. Shelter from the elements. A place to sleep that's safe and secure and being kept safe from crime and violence. Then further down the line, there's having a job and feeling secure in that. I have several jobs to spread out my level of security here, as I'm self-employed in all of them. I heard somebody say once that no one's more than 24 hours away from being homeless, and I do try to remember this. A feeling of belonging, being part of a social group, and not being lonely. Being in regular contact with family and friends, you know the kind of thing. You can call on a friend to help you, or when someone just does something for you, like when you get back from a freezing cold bike commute and your partner's run you a warm bath, or you misplace your Garmin charger and your mate drops one round for you, or that text to check you're okay when someone notices you haven't been to swim training. That kind of thing. A sense of achievement, recognition, feeling valued, respected. I think for most people, and myself included, that we often find that we get this in some places, in some of our roles, but not in others. For example, as a musician, uni lecturer, husband, parent, coach, all these things, I feel I have these things happening. But as an athlete, absolutely not. Not in any way, shape or form. I have a very low level of self-esteem as a triathlete. I'm out of shape and way off being so. And this is the problem for my motivation. The ability to fulfill one's potential. Again, as a parent, husband, creative, musician, teacher and coach, I feel like I've got all these things in place, but as a triathlete, no. So it's linked to self-esteem. I need to start feeling like I'm at least making some progress somewhere. My knee won't really let me run to the point where I'm running well enough to build up my self-esteem, and not running seems to be helping it fix. So that leaves cycling and swimming, and I'm going to need to pick one. Outside the time trial season, I find measuring my cycling improvements pretty tough, but with swimming, that's something I'm acutely aware of when I'm in the pool. How sub 130 for 100 metres feels compared to cruising at 140 pace. And that general feeling of feeling strong and moving through the water is something that I'm always aware of when I'm in the pool. So swimming is going to become my vehicle to developing some self-esteem. I want to start feeling like a swimmer. It's a start. My plan is to swim 3 times next week and hopefully ride my bike a few times for good measure. The following week I intend to swim 10k over 5 sessions. Now I have a plan. Okay, 3 swims next week, 10k the week after. Let's see if that works. If I can build my self-esteem as a swimmer, then hopefully that will motivate me to start fulfilling my potential. Because I really, really need to.